Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. It's your boy Ref, aka Mr. Indeed.
And you already know, man, it's your boy Antoine, aka Red, man. And like normal, we're here for a good time, not a long time, and we promise to always.
Keep it real, raw, and relevant. Welcome to the Rated R Podcast. Hey man. Listen, my brother. Guys, y'all don't understand how good this is for us. Somebody who has been there since day one, since the first episode. Uh, I call him Rankin County's strongest man. Today we got a special guest with us, man. 5 gold medals, 5-time champion. Mr. Ray, introduce yourself.
Yeah. You already know, like you said, I'm Ray, but some know me as Mr. Good TV, and that's my YouTube, Good TV with Ray. You can check the podcast out, Talking Loud, and if you care about, anything else I got going on, Facebook is Ray White, and Instagram is Mr. Good TV.
For sure. My boy Rayford in the building, man. It's a great day. Hey, and y'all already know I'm right here with my favorite host, Mr. ED himself. So I got a special one for you guys today. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. It's about time we give them a little bit of our knowledge. We all three are married, so I want to do some relationship talk. I got about 5 questions we're gonna run through, and we're gonna give our personal experience and our thoughts. And for our people that are listening, of course, we love y'all. We thank y'all. Continue to support us, please. We make sure you put in the comments whether you agree or disagree, and we'll come back to it. We might even write you back. So we're gonna get straight into it. With the married men.
Red. Before we get started, I got 2 things, right? So, y'all hear me talk about my little brother Bean all the time. He just moved to Atlanta. He put his big boy drawers on, and he done moved to Atlanta to start his new career. So congratulations to you, my brother. And Red, I know you haven't received your care package with the Rated R Podcast stuff on it yet, but I have, my boy. Always real, always raw, always relevant. Hey, please, man, her comment is in. Her link is going to be in the description and stuff, man. Shout out to Miss Keiko, Miss Keiko and her husband. We have a Frisco. It's a little thing we have out here called the Frisco Market where people be out here selling like fresh fruit, dog treats. It's a good barbecue place. It's a good fish place. And she was there, and I talked to her about embroidering some things for us. And Red, my Rated R package done came. I know yours ain't came yet, but it's on the way, my boy.
What a time to be alive. All right. Straight into it. So my guys, we're gonna go over with marriage, relationship, we're just gonna give our own advice once again. So we're gonna start with a simple one. What drew you to your partner initially? We're going to start with our special guest. What drew you to your partner initially?
Well, to be honest, I didn't like her at all.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Come on, man.
We met at we were both working at Wendy's, and crazy thing, I was like, man, just seeing how she was acting at work, I was like, her attitude was terrible, and I was like, nah, I ain't attracted to all the attitude from what I was seeing. But what made the first, us talking, back in the day, they used to have that little number game on Facebook where you send somebody a number in the message and then they reply back in their status with your number so you know. And I had seen her and sent my number and told her to rate me, and she gave me an 8, and then it just went from there.
Okay,
Hey,
okay.
bro, hey, the worst part of your conversation was, well, I ain't like her at all at first. Boy, you started out
Nah,
with a
for real.
bang then.
Okay. My favorite host, what you got for me? Same question.
So, funny story, Red. During my time in college, I started hanging with some people, right? Had a little clique. We used to party, have a good time. And one day, one of my homegirls was on the phone with her best friend, right? So, at that time, I'm cocky. I'm feeling myself. At that time, I'm known as Mr. John Deere. Don't ask no questions, bro. Just know nothing running like a tractor. But
Mhm.
um, I get on the phone and I'm popping my nose, this, that, and the third. And she like, yeah, she got a boyfriend, but you know what I'm saying? So you can't talk to her right now. I say, okay, cool. I get out the phone. Now I get a friend with Chris from her on Facebook, right? Bro, do you know it wasn't even me she was looking for? She was looking for somebody she went to high school with, and she thought I was him. And so eventually, we reconnected after everything happened. And so, I mean, it really all started with that phone call back in the day. All right, Red. So tell me what drew you closer.
So what drew me closer? I'm gonna just keep it 100. I ain't even gonna sugarcoat it. I seen her on Facebook, and I was like, "Yep, gotta have it." I ain't even gonna lie, just like that, gotta have it. So what was crazy was I told a guy, I was like, "Yeah, oh yeah, I gotta have that," and he said, "Nah, bro, you can't get that. That's out your league." Why he say that? So hey, shout out to my wife for giving in to a little me, but I had to have it simply off of him telling me I couldn't have you. So what I did was, honestly, I was overseas, and one of my homeboys that was there was like, "Oh yeah, I know her. That's my homegirl. Homegirl, perfect
Mhm.
opportunity. You know it is time. Alley hoop time. Alley hoop
Wingman time.
for sure." So he writes up and like, I got a guy, looking for you, whatever. She writes him back like, "Hey boo, how you doing?" Dismiss all that. Wasn't trying to hear none of that. Never acknowledge none of that.
Yeah.
So he responds, and then I'm like, "What she say?" He like, "Nothing." I'm like, "Oh no, we gotta go back. Try it again." So he tried again. This time she like, "Who is this person you talking about?" So he explained, and she was like, "He grown, ain't he?" He was like, "Yeah, he grown." Well, tell him he can talk for himself if he want me. So I'm like, "Bet."
Ooh.
So look, let me tell you how she did me though. So when I write her, I'm like, hey, I kind of introduce myself again. Well, she know who I am, but I kind of introduced myself, and her reply was, "I've been waiting for you."
Hmm.
And that's exactly how I got started. At that moment, I knew she was slicker than oil. That mouth was slicker than oil. She had all the right things to say. Yeah, boy. So she got me, boy. Her mouth was slick. Her mouth was slick. And I ain't looked back since. So for sure, I
I
like that. I like that.
Hold on, one more thing for the viewers out there before y'all get to talking crazy. When I said I didn't like her, it ain't like I didn't think she looked good or nothing like that. That wasn't what was going on.
He had to
So
clear it up.
yeah, I had to,
Yeah, he
the
had to clear it
attraction.
up before you get home and it dropped.
Yeah.
Kind of like you picking the Cowboys, Red, but go ahead.
Right.
That's my wink again.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, for sure. All right. So question two. So now that you're married, let's keep it real. Do you still believe? Matter of fact, before I go that far, Ralph, how long have you been married?
This is 2024. So 8 years this year.
8 years. Rayford, how long you been married?
We just made 5.
5 of them things. So
Yeah.
8, 5, 8
Been together for 10.
10. Okay. So me and mine been married for 3. So we're gonna go on and get that out the door. Get that out in the open so they'll know the little experience we do have. So now that you've been married 8 years, 5 years, 3. Let's start with you this time, Ralph. Nah, let's finish with you. Let's finish with you this time, Ralph. Rachel, back
Lord.
at you. Do you still believe in the importance of date nights in a marriage?
I do. I know, being married and having kids, sometimes they can be, conflicting with schedules and stuff like that. But we try to at least twice a month, at least, when we have our alone time and go on a date and do, whatever it may be. But at least twice a month, at least.
Okay. I'm gonna let Ralph bring it home, so I go next. Do I believe in the importance of date nights? Absolutely. I feel like every opportunity that these grandparents come and get these kids, me and my wife have to find something to do.
That
Now,
boy said grandparents.
yeah. Shout out to all the grandparents, the nana, nanas, pawpaws, pops, all of them. So
They the real MVPs.
for real. So, but I want to make sure I say it all. If I'm gonna be honest, two things. Now, when we speak of date nights, I need all the women to understand on my perspective. I'm speaking for me. Date nights don't consist of the man always asking or finding something for y'all to do, or better yet, spending money. All that doesn't make it a date night. Date night can come from whomever has an idea, whomever wants to spend time. It's just time together, time with one another. We can simply do a date night in the backyard if we want to. We
Right.
don't have to spend money. We don't have to get all dressed up, man. I love some of the times me and my wife we still in gym clothes and we gone. We out the house. We don't care about Nathan. We out of here. But number two, I always hear women say things like, make sure you always date your wife. Same way you gotta, the same way you gotta try to keep her, blah, blah, blah. Listen, that is all the way true. But at the same time, women, make sure you give that man a reason to want to date you, to want to go out with you, to want to still pursue you. You can't get comfortable in displacing and sit around and not want to do nothing, but expect me to still jump through hoops to make sure I take you places or we do things. No, same thing, same little slick stuff you used to do to make me want to be around you. Keep it up. It's a two-way street. Keep it up. But Ralph, I'm gonna let you bring it home, Mr. Date Man.
Hold on, piggybacking on what Red just said with the whole the dating, it's on both parties to contribute. One thing me and my wife do, say if I pick date night, and then the next date night she got to pick it, and we take turns on saying, okay, this is what we're gonna do, or whatever. So it won't be no, we always do what you want to do, or you know how that be.
So first of all, man, you brought up grandma, so I wouldn't give enough credit if I could to my mama, right, who is an in-house grandma, right? She also my detective and she also my snitch, so I know everything that be going on upstairs because she up here with them. So shout out to my in-house grandma. But yeah, I think date night is a game changer. And I think that sometimes work, kids, and everything else cause a rift in your relationship. Because as men, you know what we want, right? And I don't really care if you tired or not. I still want what I want. And so, right, for women, they want somebody who listens and talks and communicate, right? And sometimes those things clash. And so sometimes she be wanting to talk and you be wanting to do action. And so it's like, can you talk to me while the action going on? What's going on? And so in my opinion, right, date night is very important. I say that we put an emphasis on it at the beginning of the year, and every Friday night, movies, out to eat, somewhere, but every Friday, date night. And really, the last couple weeks, we've been going Friday and Saturday, just because I got an in-house babysitter and we can do what we want to do.
Boy, putting in overtime.
Got to know that.
Baby. That's really, that's a blessing. Cause I see, you know, a lot of people. Oh, I ain't got nobody to watch the kids, and won't. Like you said, your mama come through. My mama the same way. It's never. Oh no, I can't. You know. So.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Mondu. Shout out to Mondu. All right. Question number 3. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Nah, go ahead, because I think what I want to say is going to be a part of your next question. But go ahead. I'm just guessing. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go straight into a hard one. Do you feel like y'all have trust issues? I'm not gonna say you. I'm not gonna say her. I'm gonna say y'all. So you can put in whatever perspective you want to put it in. We're gonna keep the same order. What you got, Rayford?
Well, I gotta go first, bro.
I can go first, Ray. I can go first.
Nah,
I can go first.
I mean, if you just want to, man. I mean, you know, but nah.
Okay. I can go first, Ray.
No,
I'll let you, you know, you done went first all the time, so let me go first.
Okay.
So I believe that I don't think there's trust issues, but I think that there's underlining past that appears from time to time.
Yeah. I agree.
And Red, to be honest, I'm glad you asked this question because, you know, I like to think I love quotes. You already know how it is for me. So I read a quote today, and that quote said, if you don't let your past die, it won't let you live. If you don't let your past die, it won't let you live. And so as men, especially, right, when we make mistakes in the past, it tends to hunt us a lot more than it does hunt women, in my opinion. I think that we are oftentimes the ones who are very apologetic, even when we don't think we're wrong, simply to get past wherever we're trying to get past. And so I think that there are some past issues that may uproot some things, but overall, I mean, I don't think so. I just think that sometimes your past is there, and sometimes things trigger your past, and it trigger old feelings, which trigger trust issues. But I think if people let the past go, you'll be able to live.
100.
Yeah, all right. Now I agree exactly what what Ralph said with the whole, past relationship can, mess some things up with the current. And early on, that was something, major with me and my wife. And I can say now, where we're at now, things are totally better. Big difference. Because early on, it was, it was always I'm lying about something, was from what she was saying. And I know, before and before, me and my wife became, together, we were good friends and talked about, past relationships and stuff like that. So I knew, what she came from, and that did kind of spew over to what we was in the early stages, to the point to where, we had to have a conversation. It was like, I ain't saying I'm, gonna leave you or nothing like that, but hey, all this you assuming that I'm doing this, that, and the third. Come on, you gotta stop. Especially when I ain't gave you no reason to even think that stuff. So, but yeah, as of right now, things are a lot better, and I can say right now there's no trust issues. Early on, yes.
Hey, Red, before you go, Red. Ray, the other night, right? I was on FaceTime with Red, laughing. And like for some odd reason, bro, like I'm very drastic. And Red was laughing at me because like a week or so ago, we had a little disagreement. And so during this disagreement, she said something like, if I'm not here to help you, then what am I here for? Ray, my first thought was, oh, okay, so divorce is an option. That's what you're saying? And Red was like, bro, where did you get that from? I was like, hey, man, that's what I heard. That's why I heard in my head what she said. She said what she here for. So that means she want to go somewhere. And so, so I get that 100% with what you said, man. But yeah, it's that sometimes, right, that pass is something else, bro. And I'm gonna tell you what I say all the time, and she probably gonna laugh when she hear this. I got two things that I say. She'll ask me a question. I'll be like, I ain't got nothing on that. She'll bring up some before 2016. I'll be like, I don't know nothing about that. The only thing I know is after we got married, I don't know what happened before then. I'm sorry. I don't recall.
I feel like it's one of those things where when you used to, the bad stuff happening, and when you do finally get something good, it's one of them. It's too good to be true now, so you got to be doing some type thing. And I feel like that just, they can't get over that sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My boy Red, where you at? I'm sorry, me and Ray started talking, bro. But you here? What's up, Ray? Man. Talk to us.
So I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it honest. First thing first, y'all are 100% correct. I definitely agree with the past. Can really hurt your present and your future. A lot of people come in with that built up wall that they have created because of someone else. So I definitely agree with that. But one thing I have to say for us as men, see, I feel like I'm talking to some of the guys who haven't been married. So I'm gonna speak out of my own personal life. Sometimes we are not as ready as we think we are. As a man, we haven't given up all of our ways in our past, and we tend to try to point out her past. But hell, excuse my language, but we ain't even ready for real. And I'm a prime example. Not saying I didn't want to be married, but I should have took my time to really build up the man I needed to be, rather than try to be that man through the process. So is there trust issues? I'm not going to speak on my relationship, but I'm going to speak in general. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe in trust issues, and I believe in how you start is what they expect. And I will speak on my relationship. I'm sorry. I came in saying that I'm just going to be straightforward. I'm going to tell you this. I ain't going to hide nothing. Boy, I lied. Because the first thing you want to do is, if you feel like it's going to hurt her feelings or it's going to piss her off, and you ain't got to tell her, you ain't going to tell her. Right. And so that's one of our biggest downfall is, as men in general, thinking that now we can get away with it, but it's best not to bring it up, knowing the outcome, but not thinking it's going to be the same outcome or even worse after. So I definitely got to speak to the young folks, man. Hey, listen, be honest, regardless of the outcome. Be honest. I'm a learner and living witness of trying to be that way. Just be honest. Whatever happens is gonna happen. If you lie, you still gonna, I guess, get in trouble for whatever dumb stuff you're doing. You tell the truth, you probably still gonna get in trouble for whatever dumb stuff you're doing. So you might well go and tell the truth. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I can go on and on.
Leave that past in the past.
Your past as well. Leave your past in the past as well. It ain't just her. Yeah.
Both, the guy and the girl. Leave it in the past. It's past for a reason.
All right. You got some other rap? You smiling?
Yeah, Red. So I was listening to the radio. I don't really listen to the radio like that, but on this day I was listening to the radio. And the question came up, Red. If you treated marriage the way that people treat apartment rentals, would more people get married? Which means if I got to renew my marriage license every 6 months to a year, would you? And I thought that was such a fascinating question to ask on the radio. Because deep down inside, I think more people would get married. I think a lot of times people don't get married because they be like, it's forever. And I don't want this to affect the rest of my life, especially us dudes. Because some dudes feel like they don't really get nothing out of being married except it's marriage. But like, I guess my bonus question, Red, is not us. But do you think more men would get married if it was treated like a lease where at 6 months you sit down and you talk about it and you like, hey, do you want to continue this? Do you not? And at that point in time, everybody cut their ties. Don't nobody get none. We walk away. Or do we re-sign it for another 6 months?
All right. Well, first off, Ralph, it sounded like a great question, but the more I sit here and think about it, that's a terrible question. Apartments in relationship that's all that is, the boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, that's the whole purpose of getting married. That's a soul tie to one another for the rest of your life. Like, you are just as important as I am. Ain't no in 6 months or a year we can reconsider and find somebody else to go, man, you know how many apartments I done had over my life?
Right.
In the same year? Matter of fact, if I got some orders, I can pull up the orders and get out my lease. I can't get out my marriage like that. So I feel like it was a great thought. Nothing against you, my boy. I know it's not your question, but I feel like it was a great thought. But at the same time, that's nothing different than boyfriend and girlfriend. So if you're not ready, then yeah, keep on writing up them leases. That's boyfriend and girlfriend. Getting a mortgage is marriage.
On my fault. And I know since we, talking about relationships and marriage, just recently I was looking at the Club Shay Shay when he had Tyrese on. And Tyrese had made a good point when he was talking about, how people, get married and stay married. The example that he gave, he was like, you got to look at it like, say, when you got a car, if you get your car and you never get an oil change, when you get your car, you never get your brakes fixed. Or if you get your car and, anything, for the motor, doing something, you never get it fixed. How long you think that car is going to last? He was like, you got to make sure you got to get your oil changed, throughout the time of having that car. You got to make sure your brakes is good throughout. He was like, that's the same as how you stay married. Whatever needs fixing, you got to do your part on trying to fix it.
For sure.
Hey, that was a great point right there. And that was a great interview too. That Tyrese interview, I listened to it. That was a great interview. Tyrese said some real stuff that made a whole lot of sense.
He got off top of
that. I mean, yeah, but you should, Red can tell you, he had to reel me back in because I get off topic quick. So okay. I get it.
So question 4. I'll go first this time since everybody don't win.
Okay.
What are deal breakers for you? I'm gonna keep it 100, and I feel like we probably all gonna halfway agree. It's no real deal breaker out there. I ain't even gonna lie. For me, I'm speaking for me. It's no real deal breaker out there. I mean, unless I walk in the house, I ain't even gotta go no further than that, and it's just going down. That's probably the last straw. But realistically, conversation, text messages. I try to look at the reason why, and I don't try to blame myself as well. But I try to look at what fault I have in things. So if my wife is out here seeking attention or talking to someone else, it's not because they just did something better than me or whatever the case you want to come with. They look better than me or anything like that. It's the lack of attention, the lack of effort that I have given her. Now, that doesn't make it okay by no means. So don't think I'm saying that. And in her defense, my bad, no, against her, she should be willing to tell me the things that is wrong. Now, if I don't adjust or fix them, that doesn't give her the right to do it, but I can understand. So my point behind all this, there's no such thing as a full-out deal breaker for me without conversation, unless I'm just fully catching you in the act, and or my boy touching your stomach. But no, man, real talk, man. I don't think it's not girlfriend and boyfriend, man. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Not saying deal with somebody mistreating you or cheating on you or anything that you just can't deal with. But when you're married, it's not as easy as a relationship. I can't just be like, I'm out of here. So that's my take. Ralph, we'll let you bring it home one time. So, Rayford, what you think? I'll repeat the question. What is a deal breaker for you?
All right, well, I know you said, ain't no real deal breakers, because you're married or whatever, but I disagree. I'm willing to work on just about anything. Like Red said, if I see a text message or, or anything of that nature, hey, we can talk about it and try our best to move forward. But if I was to find out you didn't cheated sexually, because, cheating is not just, you out having sex. Cheating can be, like certain conversations, saying the wrong, that could be cheating as well. But sexually cheating, I as of right now, I feel like ain't no coming back from that. Ain't no coming back from that. I'm willing to work on anything else. But that's my deal breaker.
So I think deal breakers, I agree with both of y'all, but I think deal breakers are meant for boyfriend, girlfriend status. I don't think that there should be deal breakers after the fact, right? If there's something that you don't like, I think that you should absolutely venture through all your red flags from the beginning. And a lot of times we ignore red flags because we're looking at the prize at the end of the race. When in reality, we should see and seek these red flags to see if we can deal with them. And so for me, I think that getting into that, you should absolutely look for red flags, because what I've been seeing a lot of, especially on social media and stuff like that, is people saying stuff like, oh, I was like this before you met me. I was like this. You married me like this. And it's crazy because I was looking on Facebook the other day, and this girl had posted something like, I told my husband I wanted to be with women, but I don't want to share him with anybody. But I expect him to let me love on women because I was like this from the beginning. Now, a lot of people would feel like that guy got every right to feel like he feels. My problem is, and Red say this all the time, rules are rules, right? And if you decided you wanted to sign your name and that was one of the rules, then that's all on you. You cannot be upset if you accepted this from the beginning just because now, oh, well, I don't think I like this no more. It's too late. You already signed your name on the dotted line. You already said everything is okay. So look at the red flags, man. Find these red flags. If the flags is red, don't look at them like they yellow lights. Look at them like they red. You need to stop, take your time, and actually look. But that's all I got to say, Red. I don't need to say no more. But Ray look like he got something else to say.
No, I agree with everything you were saying. And I feel like as far as that situation goes, I feel like the dude, that was more so just, he was just mad that he couldn't join in. You know, I don't feel like that was. He probably did. He didn't have no real problem with that. I feel like it was just a fact of, like I said, the whole. Oh man, I want to get in on that. She won't let me. You know.
Well, I'm a chime in on that real quick because I don't want to get off subject, but we as men do this a lot. Ray know exactly who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna call his name, but we tend to have problems before we get married. You think getting married is going to solve it.
Mm.
So and even I'm not even going into detail on that. I'm going to what you said, Ralph. Even in that, if she told you that this is what she liked and you was okay with it, in your mind as a man, you think I'm going to manipulate her and convince her to allow me to join. And like Ray said, that's the issue.
Yeah.
It wasn't that she's still doing it. Now, with that being said, as a man, that's cool. That's what you like. But before I sign that line, you're gonna have to stop liking that if it's not us. That's how my conversation was been. I like in my time, I've liked to do crazy things. But I can't tell my wife either this is what I like to do and she has to accept it because I told you from the beginning. No, at some point you have to grow up and you have to mature and understand it's not okay that you get to keep loving on women and your man has to be okay with you getting satisfied in other places, especially if you bring it home. And let's just think of the night. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna get deep into that because we could go on and on. I mean, I can go even at the funny side and say, hold on. I can go to the funny side and say, what if I was a little confused and say, wait a minute, I like a little man here and there. You gonna be like, that's fine. My point is that you see how stupid that sounds, how acceptable we are when it's one way and not the other way. I'm off there, bro.
It's one of them double standard deals. Because I ain't gonna lie, I feel like, you know, as far as the lady messing with, you know, but like you said, that's another whole nother.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Red, listen. I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy about us men and why we feel like getting married is gonna solve the problem. Because men ain't smart enough to understand that it ain't the problem that she want to be married. The problem is you ain't solved the problem. You can't think that you solved the problem by marrying her. That ain't the problem. The problem is still going to exist until you solve the problem, no matter if you married or if you girlfriend or boyfriend or if you dating. Like, the problem is still there. Red, they're just like some of the people I know who be talking about they like to have makeup sex. After it's over, are you still mad or not?
Well, I can't speak for that because I ain't trying to put my business out there. My wife, matter of fact, my wife knows. When I'm mad, I ain't trying to touch it all.
It's over with after that.
Don't even look at me. Don't even look at me.
Red, right? I promise you, all look the same way, Red. Like, don't even touch me.
Right.
Oh, we the same
hold
way.
On, hold on. Before we get to that last one, this is kind of piggybacking off the scenario with the dude and his old lady. I was watching a podcast where they was talking about that very same thing. And the dude said, if your man accepts that, he's not a real man.
Facts. Without a doubt. I have to agree. Yeah. Well, my bad. I'm not gonna say he's not a real man. Because that's a little tough. Not a real man. But I'm gonna say he's not a serious man. Because any man that accepts you getting it from other places, whether it's satisfying you or not,
you know, woman, you know,
if you getting it from other places, then he has accepted that he can't fulfill all your needs. So at this point, he has down himself as a man. Anytime you accept another person, at that point, you're giving up on yourself. You was never enough from the beginning. You wasn't enough before she even thought you wasn't enough. You had already told yourself you wasn't enough.
I agree, but I also disagree because I know that there are people who are polyamorous who have multiple people. And so to those people, it's different, right? Because all of them are in a relationship, so they all see each other, right? So if he was dead and she, you know, had a sister wife or whatever they call them in the house together. That's different than your wife just telling you, "Hey, yeah, I'm finna go over. I'm finna go over Keisha's house. I'll be back." What?
That goes back to what you were saying. Like Red, what you said, Red said, rules are rules. When you get married, the rule is it's just us.
Right.
It's just us. That's the rule.
Right.
So if you don't want to abide by that rule, you don't need to get married.
Facts. Hold on, Ralph. I like what you said. It's people out there like that. It's people out there like that because it's beneficial to both sides. So you 100% correct, but in this scenario, it doesn't apply because
Absolutely.
He wanted that, but she don't want that. So at this point, you shouldn't, as a woman, you shouldn't even been ready to make that your husband. By no means. Forget what he's accepting. By no means. If you ain't trying to share him, you shouldn't be trying to be shared. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Basically, I can cheat
one time.
Yeah, that's dumb.
For
that's
the
dumb.
one time.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb. All right, question 5. Question 5, we're gonna bring it home. I'm gonna let Ray go. I'm gonna go. Then Ralph, you do your thing, and then bring us on in, brother. We're gonna wrap this thing up one good time, man. I love this episode. I ain't gonna lie. What is your love language, and do you know your wife's love language? Talk to me, Ray.
Well, my love language is more so it ain't what you're saying, you know, it's what you're doing. I mean, you can say I love you, or you know, I like you, I want to do this, that, and the third. But if your, you know, physical ain't saying that, then it's like, is that really what you know what I'm saying? And I know, as far as with my wife, she's the same way. She's the same way. I can say, you know, this, that, and the third, but if I'm not showing her that, you know, then it's like, do you really? Okay, I hear what you're saying, but you know, on the flip side, that ain't the vibe I'm getting. So,
okay. So, as for me, my love language is gift giving. That's my love language. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna explain that. I learned. Well, I didn't learn. I've been this way all my life. When I'm happy, first thing I want to do is make somebody else happy, and I feel like my way of doing that is to get them something. Like, there's no better way to show you I'm thinking of you, I love you, than to present you with something that expresses that. Whether it's clothes, shoes. When I go to the gas station, I'm trying to get her a drink, her favorite candy. That's my love language. That's how I try to show my love. And I'm glad we talk about love language, because I want to make sure people understand how I look at love language.
mm-hmm.
I look at love language as the way you want to be loved, and the way that you have to understand, because my love language is gift giving, it's not hers. So though I feel I go over and beyond to show her and give her things, it doesn't hold the weight that I expect it to hold, because it's so important to me. Where hers is just kind, physical presence, being there. And I feel like, man, if we ain't doing nothing, hey man, let me go find something to do, or you go find something to do. So I had to understand that if you can love a person in their love language and stop trying to figure out other things, I feel like your marriage would be a little better. This is just my advice. So if your husband love language is gift, then buy him things or do things for him, so he'll see that you not only know him, but you're listening and you love him. Where you are trying to be around him or trying to do things with him. Why? Because that's your love language. And that's the biggest thing I think people misunderstand and mess up. The way you want to be loved is how you love someone else, but you don't really love somebody until you love them how they want to be loved. That's just my advice. Take it home, bro.
Hold on, Rap. Just to kind of go along with what Red said, as far as like I just said, it's the physical. As far as I love language, and as long as me and my wife been married, like I just said, we've been married like 5 years. I still sometimes forget that, she, this is what, she wants. Prime example, we just had a situation recently where she felt I didn't comfort her the way that she wanted me to. Now, I said all the right things, being there, but the main thing she said, she wanted me to hug her. Even though I said all the right stuff, and like I said, and I know this, but it just, like I said, I'm not perfect, and I just told y'all, that's her love language is the physical, and I still, I slip up here and there, it's still, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, but as long as the bounce back is nice, you'll be all right.
Hey man, this is such an interesting question for me, because we really couldn't be more opposite. Her love language is touch, and I struggled with that a lot because my definition of touch and her definition of touch is two different definitions. So when she said touch, in my head, I'm like, oh, you don't got to worry about that. I can always touch you, but it's not always that type of touch. And so it took me a while to be okay with touching her, but not taking myself to another level mentally.
Right.
And so it's touch for her, hands down. And for me, it's I'm positive affirmations. I am somebody who absolutely loves, oh, you can do this. You got this. You doing great. Keep doing great. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not great, because you great. That's the type of stuff that I love. And Red, to your credit, right? Loving somebody the way that they want to be loved is very important than loving somebody the way you want to be loved. And for my men out there, I want y'all to listen to me, and I want y'all to listen to me very, very well, because I don't think nobody has ever told y'all this. But I'm gonna tell you, because this is what we do at the Rate Our Podcast. Somebody said, and so right now it got to be me. Stop trying to love on your women like you loved on somebody else, because there's a difference. Just because somebody else liked that type of love does not mean that your woman likes that type of love. So, and I am talking about the rated R love when I'm speaking of this love. Stop trying to, because somebody else liked the way you drop your love, that don't mean that the person you with like the way you drop your love. And so it's all about listening. It's all about understanding. It's all about paying attention to what the body tells you rather than paying attention to what you're telling yourself. And so for my brothers out there, I need y'all to understand, just because Keisha liked it don't mean that Samantha gonna like it. So I need y'all to always keep that in mind while you out here. And I know I got friends who talk about, oh yeah, I be dropping that hammer, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, ain't nothing like mine. I'm always, hey, I be dropping that thing down. And then if you was to go, what you not hearing is her conversation with her girls, like, man, nigga wasn't doing that. He thought he was out here beat something up, and I was so ready for him to get off me. And I can have that conversation because I got a girl best friend. So I have to have them conversations. And she'll tell me quick, man, that nigga was trash. He was out here thinking he was doing something. He wasn't doing himself nothing. So my guys, I want y'all to listen to me again. This is coming from me. And I'm sure Ray and Red feel the same. Stop being out here trying to please your woman like you please your previous woman, because it don't work like that, my boys. Listen. Understand that you need guidance in every new situation. when you get a new job, they train you for that job, don't it? So treat it just like you treat your woman. Train yourself to know what she like. Because when she like it, oh, believe you me, you gonna like it. And don't just thank me now, but when she dropped that go 6,000 on you, just say Ralph told me so.
All right.
Reg, you got anything else?
No, man. I'm gonna let him ride on your outgoing comment, man. You hit a lot. You hit a lot, Thor. Dropping hammers.
Hey.
And stuff.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
So go on, take us out, my boy.
Hey, man. Again, shout out to my boy Ray Way. All you got to do is subscribe to Good TV with Ray. That's the guy right there. Every time you hear us talk about Ray from now on, that's what we talking about. That Ray right there. Brandon Moore, strongest man. You got to know that. Again, guys, I got my favorite co-host. Y'all know him as Antoine. I know him as Mr. Parker. YouTube know him as Red. But hey, he over there, cool as he can be, like the other side of the pillar. Outside of that, guys, we always promise to keep it real, raw, and relevant. Thank you for today's episode of the Rated R Podcast.